Howdy, neighbors.
There's Paul.
Easter
Paul,
bunnies.
shalom, Paul.
Hey, shalom. How's it? I see Barbara. There you are. This is the most classic element. I love your view, Barbara. It's just too cute.
Just eyebrows up.
I'm sitting here eating my lunch right quick.
Hey, you do your thing. It's all good. I got on here just a tad bit early. Stu, how was your Easter?
Well, I don't celebrate Easter, but I had a great Passover.
There you go.
It's your holiday also.
You know, I didn't celebrate.
Biblically, it's your holiday also.
My wife is Persian, and so Nowruz is 13 days. She doesn't she's not a Muslim, and so she doesn't practice any of that. In fact, she left Tehran 17 years ago because of the hard beating of what Muslim life is for women. And so she was very brave and left on her own, ended up with 4 degrees, a master's degree, MBA. She really busted her rear end, and she broke away from the pack.
I was impressed when you shared that the last time. You didn't hear me, and I said, that's great. How did you get blessed to have a wife so smart?
Wow, that's what I'm thinking. How's a dummy end up with a beautiful, amazing woman like that?
Absolutely.
But other than that,
you were blessed by Elohim.
You know what?
Attracted her.
I've spent most of my life saving lives and helping other lives. And as my pastor said, there's no telling how many millions of lives and generations I've actually saved that I'll never know. So it's funny because I had 11 saves out of over the last 7 years that I've had to jump out of helicopters or off the end of a boat into a 25-foot wave where people were either capsized or drowning or whatever it was. I'm 11 for 11 saves. And, you know, I don't know, but 2 of the people's names, things were so crazy and chaotic within those saves that I never got the names or nothing. It was just the jump in and go get the next one. And
they didn't get yours because they'll never have forgotten you.
Huh?
They didn't get your name, but I'm sure they haven't forgotten you.
Oh, you can bank on that. That's a story that lives in all of us that we're experiencing that. So yeah, it's a wonderful space. I'm blessed, and that's why I ended up. Why I was telling that story, how I ended up with my wife. God delivered me an absolute angel. She's a hardened angel. To have lived through the revolution, escape it, get here, be so beautiful, and battle all of the things in between. It's been a journey for her. I'm proud of her. Howdy, Bob. Phyllis.
How you doing, Paul?
I'm good. You know what? I'm battling a major something with my ear. My right ear is plugged up. I've been debrided and trying to clear it, and it has just been
Is it on the couch in there?
challenging to say the least. I get a little claustrophobic when I can't hear, and I just debroxed it, and I had some, but I might have to go to the emergency room later. It's just not clearing up, and it might be an infection. And I leave to Hawaii, in 5 days. So my biggest thing is that I do a lot of work in the water. I'm going to take a day or two to go work on the Great Pacific garbage patch trash out there. And I don't know if I've got to get this cleared up to go in the water. And so Devil's trying to make sure that I don't have the ability to go underwater to do the work that I do. I know he's trying to play games with me, and he isn't going to win. Or whatever dark force is trying to play against me. Let's see. It's 1 o'clock sharp. So there's a couple things here. Let me pull up something here. I'm working on double screens. Let's get out of there. Hey, Jim, how's it going, buddy?
Good.
Excellent. Hey, there's old Russ. He's not doing ventriloquism today. I love it. Hang on 1 second. Let me exit full screen. I've got to get to something.
They were just writing.
Yes.
Deb, where do you guys live?
North Georgia.
North Georgia. I'm up in Virginia, so I'm not too far from you.
My video is foggy because on my end I see myself very foggy.
Yeah, you need to clean off your lens on your camera.
Either that or it's the glass in the background. It's the sun coming through.
Yeah, but I don't know. It kind of looks like it's probably blurry from a fingerprint or something on it. It's interesting.
I haven't used it for a while, or maybe that's it.
Yeah, I go to the simple, easy engineering route and clear it. No, it smeared it a little bit.
I'll just text him to do it after.
Stu,
I don't want to talk about it.
breathe on it. Get a breath on it and do it. It helped it a little bit.
Okay, she doesn't have
Yeah, I use a wet sponge.
Yeah. Just look at it from a reflection side of it, but that bright light behind it's definitely not a huge help because it darkens your face. So the camera iris is trying to focal point to the light.
Okay, Freda didn't have the link, so I just sent it to her again.
That was better. You know what you ought to do, Stu, is to, at some point after this, put a light where your camera is, and that will help you dramatically.
I'm closing the curtain. Let's see if that helps. No, I guess it's still.
It did a little bit. Not bad. You just need a light that lights your face so we can see you. I like where you're heading with the suit. Bam! It's alive!
I'm in a police station. I'm going to be interrogated.
That's how I got to look. Well, I took our 2-inch shutters off of my window right here, so I have natural light. And our backyard's kind of like a Hansel and Gretel village-y looking deal. So it really looks good. I like where you're heading with the Superman shirt. I'm a Superman-themed individual.
Yeah, I put that for, I wore that with Freda to go shopping. And I was dealing with some things and the ketogenic and transpiring with that. And I said, now I'm really in a position and in a place to really go after this Helo. And I said, for Freda, I'm going to wear the Superman shirt.
I like it a lot. That's a good start.
I want to be a Superman for Helo.
Yeah, I am definitely a Superman for Helo.
I see.
That's my kid's art, actually. But anyway, let's go ahead and start. There's a couple of things. Did I lose Bob? I see Jim. Oh, there you are. Sorry, a dark screen on my end. That's weird. Here, let me lighten up. There we go. I had to lighten my end. All right, welcome, everybody. I want to share something, I think, first off. Last week got a little weird because I wanted to, after meeting Bob and Shane and Gordon and Russ and a handful of others at that event that Chad and Nikita put on, is that there's a duality of things going on here. And part of it, the word against is probably a poor choice of words. But I'm a firm believer of one thing in our society, because I've been a master distributor on the front end of so many different things that I'm concerned with a couple things. I'm always going to be dead set, transparent, honest with you all. And this isn't to depower or demotivate by any means. This is conversation with my mastermind group. Understand, everybody? Mastermind group. So you cannot, this is the one thing in a mastermind. Just because we have a discussion does not mean it's adding negativity. It is a boardroom discussion. Hi, Freda. I see you. And I like having these discussions because we are the board of directors of our businesses, right? Mm-hmm. It's very important to have these conversations because I always stay concerned looking at something. When you look at a disclaimer in an MLM, see, most people don't dig in. They get sold and told of how great things are going to be. These are the people making all the money. They're actually sold on what somebody else has done. And it's an interesting space because none of you all went after your careers in your lives, sold on what somebody else did. A doctor doesn't become a doctor because they were sold on what a heart surgeon did or something. They might have got inspired, but that wasn't what sold them to take 8 years of their life and go to school. And so it's the same in MLM. MLM, I hate the term because everything's multi-leveled. Our government's tiered as a multi-level. You build a corporation, it's as that. You've got a president, a vice president, a secretary. What's that make? What people have deemed a pyramid. And that, I hate that word unless you are in a Mayan adventure or you're in Egypt. Period. It has become a term that people locked into their subconscious to stop moving forward with something. It's a block is what it is. And I'm going to tear that down. It is the worst thing that can happen to any of us or the people that we discuss things with. And so I downloaded a cartoon I'm going to forward later to everybody. And it's about dummies coming up and saying stuff about pyramid schemes. I've already heard it about 11 or 12 times the last week. And I shut people down. I go, well, hey, why don't you do me a favor? Tell me what a pyramid scheme is. Right. It's crickets. It's deer in the headlights. They have no idea. It's become the stigma for people to remain the hamster on the wheel and do nothing to progress their lives. They will stay broke the rest of their lives, working a crappy job, barely able to make ends meet, and totally ruin and annihilate the chances they have to rise out of that. And so, Bob, I'm gonna utilize you because you're a 20-year network marketer, so you're a veteran. So I don't want none of this to be personal because I'm a 31-year veteran. I've been robbed out of $25 million. I've made millions, but I've also lost millions. And I got sold on some opportunities. I go back to think about in those moments that I ended up crossing over and signing on to those companies, I was pressured by somebody telling me that they know the owners, that they know this, they know that, and this is the greatest thing. And I held off, and then I jumped. Well, did I learn through those? Was there a lesson in why that was important? Of course. It was, Bob, 20 years, Bill Britt, you worked at the top of the top. There was importance because here's the thing. My pastor said back when I was 23, 24 years old, pray on something, expect it to happen, believe it to happen. But let me tell you something about praying and putting forth to the test that you're going to have, the pain that you've got to go through to get to that one present that's gifted to you, whatever you want to call your being, what you pray to, whatever it is, what you believe. So one of the things is that when you say prayer or you're asking the universe for something, you have to believe it wholeheartedly, but you also have to do another thing. There's no guarantee that it's happening in a day, a week, a month, a year. It could actually expose itself. Think of this. Colonel Sanders prayed his whole life for amazingness and greatness. By 67, almost committed suicide. And then his breakthrough. Hear the word breakthrough. If you believe you're done, you are done. If you believe there's more, trust me, there is. This has all been a test for all of us. So last week I did something. I was a little concerned with what confusion would start happening within our groups because of a switch of thinking we're all about opportunity and nothing about product anymore. I absolutely disagree with that methodology because here's why I disagree with it. Because the people that are telling me about it have not made enough money in this to believe in a system to stay with it. What happens is because they're not seeing the elevation of what the other people, that the small percentage are receiving. And they switch gears and they change everything for their teams. And then all of a sudden there's mass confusion because there's no consistency. You don't get anywhere without consistency, correct?
Yes.
Bob, I know one thing. 20 years, you didn't become a millionaire at Amway. There's multiple reasons to that. We don't have to cover it. You worked your rear end off, right? Killed yourself, right? Do you feel you deserve to be a millionaire right now, not be suffering?
Absolutely.
What would you say? I want to ask you something. What would you say is the reason why you're not a millionaire today after 20 years with one of the biggest MLMs in the world, working side by side with Bill Britt, the top of the top? What happened?
I spent a lot of circles for 20 years. I traveled a lot of miles. I did everything the system said to do. Moved a lot of products. I don't know. I never could find the secret.
So, great answer. Man, thanks for sharing that, because you know what? There isn't a secret. Do you know something? Everybody's looking for some magical kernel that
Right.
changes it all, and all of a sudden you become rich. Wealth
That's not there.
Wealth does not work like that, people. Do you know something? It's about believing in a direction, regardless of the potholes, the bridges blown out, and all of the things you're going to encounter in that journey. You are literally deviating the fork in the road. It's the fork in the road mentality. The road less traveled is the one to stay on.
Right.
It's the one to stay on. And so here I am getting ready to kick all this off. I believe in this product on my arm, everybody. I believe in it. So, and I have full conviction of it. I know you can see it and hear it in me. This isn't a sales pitch. This is me talking about, for me, what I believe. I'm not trying to sell you, tell you nothing. You have to know and believe in your own heart. How many of you all, I want to ask you, if we're leading somewhere, I'm telling you right now, I promise this. This isn't just banter. How many of you all trust yourselves 100%? Truly trust yourselves 100%?
Well, I would say 90% of my failure in MLM was exactly what you said. 90% was wasn't believing in the product.
Say that again.
90% was that I didn't believe in the product, and I couldn't sell something that I didn't believe enough to sell it to somebody.
Thank you for being honest. I love honesty, because here's the thing. I have never once sold something that I didn't believe in. Now, I got to tell you just one little story, okay? It's where I became iconic in my 20s. I was the king of vacuum cleaners. Not a lot of people want to deem themselves as a king of vacuum cleaners, but I was in a serious position. My first marriage was done and gone. And I had to go home I asked my mother to stay at her house for a month. I needed a month to get my life back together, because my ex got the house, everything. And that's a story within itself, but that test was the greatest of my life. You know what? I answered an ad for the first time in my life that said $1,989 guaranteed a month. I just needed some flipping money. Do you know that I went to this thing, and there's a room full of 40 or 50 people. I'm thinking, what kind of flipping job is this? I thought it was an interview with somebody, get hired and go to work. And so they did not tell us what the heck we were there for until the third day. And this guy with crazy wiry hair, you could tell he was a professional nuthead salesman, brainwashing everybody with his bull crap. And so the third day, a guy walks in with a box and pulls a flipping vacuum cleaner out. My heart drops, and 20 of the 40 get up and walk out on the spot. I mean, up and gone. And so in my mind, I'm thinking, damn, should I follow the sheeple or do I stay? Now, I went ahead and intuition said, sit still and hear it out. So they start telling me about this 78-year-old vacuum called a Filter Queen with the first cyclonic air motion. It was an air cleaner, all this stuff. Well, I owned a house, and I cleaned with a crappy Hoover. So I figured a $500,000 investment deserves a very expensive machine to clean my house properly. Well, Thursday, I'm broke. I have no gas money, nothing. They throw up a contest for $100 for who could invite the most people to hear about this product and get a free vacation and do a demonstration. And they'll give $100. They put $100 on the whiteboard. I jumped up and I said, I almost ripped my pants. That money's mine. And I scared the hell out of everybody. And nobody went to work. I get on and I call everybody and their dog. I'm living at my mother's. So I literally, I went to the neighbors. I didn't cut anybody out. I went to everybody I could. So I booked 12 appointments from Friday, Saturday, Sunday, which was almost an impossibility. You got to hear this story of why and how. So I ended up, by the second day, not only did I win that $100, but I ended up shattering the standard record that stood for 78 years, which was 7 machines sold in a month, and I had already sold 10. I became an absolute icon in vacuum cleaners within a weekend. Lo and behold, I ended up with my distributorship, and I was showered with trips, and it was my first just giant, really cool run with it. So, but let me tell you something. I gave everything I had to it, and the lead distributor that I was under was robbing the company and embezzling money. I had millions invested by my second year in this thing. I had investors in on it. And I get a phone call one day, your office is shut down. The whole region is shut down. We just busted your regional above you for over $5.5 million of embezzling and shut us all down. My life in a flash. I had offices that I had year leases on. I had 153 people in my office. I had to cut everybody loose that day. And my teams were making fortunes of money. And so, have I had some upsets in life? Damn right I have. But you know what? You look on my face right now, I'm loving it because I learned everything that we're going to not do ever. I'm telling you right now. So I've been paddled with a boat oar so many times, and I'm back for more. As I've said, you know, if you've ever seen Rocky, anybody seen the movie Rocky?
Sure.
Rocky 2 is, if I die before you all and y'all are standing over my grave, make sure to take a TV and a DVD and play the last round, the 15th round, where Apollo and him swing at each other. They both hit the canvas. They're beaten, bloody, pizza-faced. And the count's going, 1. And Mickey's up there, you're going to eat lightning and crap thunder. Get up, Rocky. And I am that beaten, bloody guy that stands up on the 9th count. I'm not stopping. I don't care about the stories of the past. I don't care about the companies that screwed me over, that made fortunes off of my efforts because I drive so hard and I build amazing teams. That's why, now let me lead the story. I studied this company for 6 months before I came on board. I overanalyzed intentionally to make a qualified business decision because you know what? Every single time I got into network marketing, I needed money. I was desperate for money, and I was sold a boatload of goods that sounded so good that I went out, killed myself, got teams inspired, and bam, it was taken from me at some point. So I don't believe with all my heart that in my 50s that this is that ride. Because their technology, you wouldn't be going this far down the rabbit hole and going into blood glucose, the DNA stuff that's going to happen. The company that passed on Apple and all the big companies, the big DNA company, that is now going to be coming on board. Do you know that DNA technology, just through the infrared, you can detect genomic abnormalities? That you can be on the forefront before cancer jumps in and takes over your body and actually get help. And that's where AI technology will start saving lives. It will start beating the hell out of this medical industry that is on its ear, flipped upside down, and killing people daily. Do you know, by the end of today, think about this, 120 families will be mourning the death of one of their loved ones that died from a misprescribed med. And Dr. Jim Hayes was on here. Jim, I see your hand. I'll have you on in a second, buddy. Jim and I worked real hard together. He knows I stayed on the road in genetics and genomics. I'm all about DNA. I understand it backwards and forwards and the importance that we have it in our lives. I've had 9 people die in my family that did not have to die early. They were prescribed meds without a simple 20-second swab on each cheek to get a DNA test done to find out if they had low, medium, or high absorption rates and what drugs would affect them best and which ones would kill them. And you know what? In their autopsies, we found that the drugs they took were misprescribed and they died because of a doctor guessing what was best for them based on a new drug that they were pushers for the pharmaceutical industry. DNA technology, this is one of the reasons I am passionate of where we're heading. And once I heard the news that that DNA company passed on every other major corporation to come on board with us, that sells me on what this is all about. Jim, hang on a second. Go ahead and talk, Jim. I can't see you, brother. Jim?
Can you hear me?
I can, brother. How's it going?
Hey, Paul, how are you? You're looking good.
Thanks, brother. You're looking good, too. You're a little dark, though. That tan's really working out for you.
It's 70 degrees in Florida, but my camera's not working on my phone. I don't know why.
That's okay, brother. Go ahead.
You know, when I built the Amway business, I not only believed in the opportunity because I was working 90 hours a week, and they showed me an opportunity that we could build a team, which really was a time bank and a money machine. I was excited that the products were excellent. And I went out and I proved for about a month that they really were high quality and they really were cost per use savings. So I convinced myself of that, but having the big dream of being with my family and having a special needs son and wanting to have a motor coach to homeschool and go all around the world with them, it paid off. And I made millions and millions and millions. And I believed in the dream because I needed it. I had no time to spend with my family. I was working 90 hours as a family doctor, making tons of money. But I also needed a product that I believed in. And Amway has always had excellent products. They're not perfect, but I made millions and we had 150,000 distributors. But I agree with both the product. The Helo is phenomenal. They're on the cutting edge. The pharmacogenetics that Paul's talking about that he and I were involved in is a reason that there's a lot of medications that are prescribed that shouldn't be. So this is leading toward that direction. And I totally believe in the product, but I also believe in the dream and the opportunity. And I believe it's a great combination. So Paul, I'm not disagreeing with you at all, but if we didn't have an excellent product and it wasn't on the cutting edge of medicine, I wouldn't be involved.
Absolutely. And I'm not, and thank you for sharing that, Jim. I appreciate it. I'm not disabling the opportunity because here's the thing. You don't make money without the opportunity.
Of course.
So where I was going with this, I'm going to mute you real quick. Just raise your hand again, Jim, if you've got anything else to say. And anybody else, you can interject. This is a boardroom discussion. This is not just me. I know I'm on the soapbox right now because I'm excited. I've gone backwards and forwards in this material. I'm trying to find the best road that fits for everybody. I know it's not a one size fits all. I'm not trying to jam anything down anybody's throat, but I want you to lead the pack. Go ahead, Bob.
Just from a guy that doesn't have the medical background like you and Jim do, one of the challenges that I've found, I got involved in this because I had a stroke, and I don't like medicine. I don't like taking it. I don't want to take it. I've always worked hard at staying healthy, and I still had a stroke. And so I started researching to find something, and that's how I landed finding this through Gordon. But talking to the average person out there and being able to give enough information that they get the same excitement other than my enthusiasm when I share, I think, especially when I want to talk to doctors, like I'm going to talk to my neurologist, I'm going to talk to my GP about this, but I don't have enough information and I can't find enough that I can make it concise and not waste their time because they're busy people, and show them not only the product, but how the opportunity. So that's something I'm hoping that I can find from you and find from Dr. Jim to be able to mirror all this, because I'm excited about the product. Don't get me wrong, I am. I'm excited big time about the opportunity, or I wouldn't do this again.
Right. I know you are, Bob.
That's where I'm coming from.
Okay, you're a doctor, okay? So let me show you what off-the-cuff selling is all about. You don't need a script, okay, people? If you've got passion and you've got energy, I can tell you right now, and if you believe, You will attach yourself. Don't get me wrong, we're going to follow some processes, but people try to think about this. How many times have you tried to follow a process and didn't become wealthy? Think about it. You know something? That vacuum cleaner, by that Friday, I wanted one so bad just to clean my flipping house because it was the best on the market that I became this guy that believed so wholeheartedly. And Filter Queen was number one. I ate Kirby's for breakfast, I ate Hoover's for lunch, and I destroyed everything else for dinner like a smorgasbord. And so that's what we're doing right now. This is the vacuum cleaner that's above and beyond everything else on the planet. So Bob, you're a doctor. I just came in. Here's the hard part about doctors, okay? It's finding the time to get to them where they're not working with a patient and they're not in their busy mode operating through the day. It's very, very, very difficult. So how do you organically do that? Well,
I'm going as a patient, so I'm going to talk to him as a patient.
You just that's where I'm heading. So it's worth setting up maybe an appointment to go get a checkup. And this is what I would tell a doctor. Okay, you're my doctor, Bob. You're my proctologist. No, I'm just playing. I had to throw that in there. Rubber glove. So we do comedy around here. Next show's in 15 minutes, by the way, people. So, Bob, I wanted to share something with you. Not only do we need to get the things checked on me, but I know one thing about you. You're one of the greatest doctors because I would not be coming to you if I didn't feel I was getting the care that I needed from you. And I wanted to tell you I appreciate that more than words. But I already know you know statistics beyond anything, beyond me. That's why you're a doctor. 120 people a day die from misprescribed meds. And I know one thing about your Hippocratic oath. You follow that to the T because that's why you're giving me the care that I'm receiving. So with that being said, have you ever gotten into understanding what AI technology is on like a health band, a fitness band? Have you ever heard of a Fitbit or Apple Watch that watches your steps, or the Garmin's, or any of these other things? You wear one, or are you familiar?
Yeah.
Awesome. So what do you know about them?
Well, I wear an Apple Watch, so I know it checks my heart, and it's pretty cool.
Okay, so what's that actually doing for your health, though? What do you figure if something went wrong with you? Is your Apple Watch going to flag you that you didn't take enough steps today? That's why you're on the ground.
Probably I took too many steps.
Okay, but just seeing your heart beat up and down, does that change anything for you? I know one thing. You've seen EKGs and all that. You see the importance of how that thing's blipping. You can find abnormalities in your heart rate, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
Right. The Apple Watch doesn't really do that, correct?
No, one of the reasons is that Stanford has an app that they're checking your heart, and if there's any AFib or anything, then they'll let you know. But other than that, it's a research thing, so that's all it is.
So they've got somebody in real time sitting there. They see a blip in your heart, and they're contacting you before you fall over?
Supposedly. I don't really know that answer totally.
Interesting. Well, why don't we just get you ramped up right now, get you all jacked up, and let your heart go nuts, and see if somebody picks up the phone real quick and calls you.
Sure, let's do that.
So I throw a little bit of comedy in there too. So the thing I want to share, Bob, I don't want to beat up your Apple Watch because I'm an Apple guy myself. I just don't wear the watch. But I do wear the top health technology band, life sensing technology on the planet. Now, here's what I need from you. I want to ask you to go out to coffee with me. When you pick the time, I need you to take time as my doctor to go out with me on a Saturday or Sunday. I know you're busy, but I am too. So there's no excuses. Can I get 15 minutes of your time? I'm going to send you a video in the meantime, but regardless of what's on that video, I want you committing with me to go have a coffee or lunch with me. Can I get you to do that?
Sure, we can do that.
Excellent. Do you know why I pushed that to that? Because you can't go into a sales pitch when a doctor's only got maybe at best 15 minutes with you per patient. Usually you don't even get 15 minutes. That's standard mandatory pretty much now because you have to see a certain volume of patients to meet the expectations financially of those hospitals or offices. So you're screwed going into a pitch in an office. Does everybody understand that?
Mm-hmm.
I know Jim's shaking, he's bobbing his head up and down, that he knows as a trauma surgeon, you have specific amounts of time as what your administration is expecting from you as a doctor. So knowing that going in means that you do not go into a pitch. But I gave him enough of a kernel of information that your crapple watch isn't serving you. Stanford's not going to be behind you, but Helo is the life-saving technology potential, and or just monitoring your health to have the best chance to have the healthiest life possible. So, Bob, I'm going to send you a video when I get out of here. I want you to watch it tonight. I'm going to know you watched it because it pops up on this amazing app that you watched the video. So I'm going to send that over Saturday at 3 o'clock. Does that work for you?
Yeah, that works great.
Excellent. I'm only going to take 15 to 30 minutes of your time. I'm going to feed you. Don't eat beforehand. And I'm going to change your life of how not only are you going to manage health for your kids, your wife, yourself, grandma and grandpa, but also your patients that are in dire need of the best technology that's advancing at levels beyond anything. Let me ask you a quick question, Bob. You dealing with diabetes in any of your patients?
Every day.
Okay, I'm going to change that world forever with the first non-invasive diabetes testing ever to hit humanity. So I know you're already excited just hearing that, but I'm not going to tell you anymore until I meet you on Saturday. So with that being said, I'll see you Saturday. Thank you for your proctology work on me. I'm feeling way better now and walking like I rode a horse though, so that's okay. But no. Anyway, does everybody get that? I don't go in all jacked up serious. I'll hit some key points that I know are serious that are hitting them, but I want to keep some levity in it. You know, first off, they're already dealing with serious stuff all day, running hard and heavy, trying to meet with everybody. Dress rehearsal this, people. You got your significant others around you. I just did that off the cuff, you know, and I could do 10 different directions with that. But I don't go into an opportunity pitch. I did not shut him down with the possibility of making money off of it. I know one thing about doctors. They're smart people. They want to make more money. They want to make more revenue. They're trying to make more revenue. They're trying to see more patients. But insurance is killing them. There's hardly any payouts now on turning in to your patient's insurance to get covered, let alone admin and all your hard costs. It's insane. And I know that world backwards and forwards. That's why I strike the nerve. Bob, I'm meeting with you now. We are at Starbucks. I've got a coffee in front of you. You've got one of those little lollipop things. It's got the cake inside of it. And we're enjoying life. Now, Bob, I told you I'm going to just keep you for a minute because I know you got Sue to go home to and the kids to play with. So let's cut through the chase. This is about two things. The best medical care. You saw that 3-minute video, right?
I did, yeah. I'm pretty interested.
Any questions?
Oh, I've got a million, I'm sure, but let me hear what you got to say first.
Well, simple enough. Do you see the benefit of having this on your arm?
Oh, I do, yeah.
Now, do you see that your crapple's not serving you properly?
Well, it's definitely not doing what this thing will do.
Absolutely. So now let me ask you, since obviously you made an investment that was probably about the same or more of the Helo, it's time to take the crapple off your arm and put something on there that's actually going to serve you, right?
I can see the value in it, yes.
Okay, great. So in other words, what you're saying is you really understand the value of what you can monitor daily on, and I know in that video, it didn't show the importance of this right here. Oh, hang on a second. Let me just turn that back on. Bingo. Bam. And this is my stats. The Apple, all of this does not serve that at all. I literally, my heart rate is something that I got all of these different things that I can actually achieve by monitoring my health. You're a health professional. You know the importance of this. Let me ask you, Bob, is your health perfect?
No, of course not.
What are you battling with, if you don't mind me asking?
I battle with blood pressure.
Interesting. We have an amazing blood pressure monitoring element on this that is very important. Sorry, people, I got to plug I ran my battery out on my Helo. Let me make sure this is kicking on. Interesting. Huh. Oh, there it goes. All right. I was about to say that thing better start firing off a blue light. So I want to make sure, Bob, that you're my doctor for a long time. And so, and I know one thing, the importance of what you are to the rest of your patients, but more so to Sue and the kids. Your life is very important to the life they expect to have from you, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So why don't we just go ahead and do one thing? Let's just cut through a couple things. Now, are you making all the money you want or need to make right now as a doctor? I understand insurance is paying less and all these things. See, I covered what they don't think I know. Okay. I'm interjecting.
Yeah, listen, I make a lot of money, but I have to spend a lot of money too.
Well, I know the kids are going to top colleges. Sue loves the spending sprees. Y'all got all the toys. Are you under pain and pressure to keep up with all that?
Of course. Yeah, sure.
So an extra 100,000 to 200,000 a year would probably help out.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Now, how many people, hang on a second, there's my band's on my charger, the invisible band. You can see the benefit for some of your patients with this, correct?
Yeah, there's this guy named Bob that I've been seeing. He's really wrestling with some issues with his blood pressure and sugar and things of that nature.
Here coming up in the near future, we're going to have the first non-invasive blood sugar testing device that was just at the Consumer Electronics Show, blowing everybody away. You're going to be able to, how many patients are not compliant of testing their blood sugar 2 to 3 to 4 times a day that you deal with? It's a joke.
You know, it's a joke. I mean, if I have 1 out of 10 patients doing what I tell them to do,
yeah,
I'd probably be pretty excited.
Imagine this. Now they're going to be able to stick their finger in this little tester, and it's going to give all the information of their blood sugar, let alone there's a nutrition app coming out that's going to tell them what their nutrition needs to be to keep up with that in a real world, real-time existence. Now, let me ask you, do you think that your patients would be compliant to test themselves 3 or 4 times a day if this was flagging up on their phone that they needed to test themselves because something fell out?
I would like to think so, yes.
Of course. Let me tell you, one of the reasons, and I already know the statistics, my friend, as you do too, is that most people do not test themselves because they're tired of poking themselves to bleed, correct?
Yep, I'm one of them.
Yep. Raw fingers. How many times can you think about that? 3 to 4 times a day? By the end of the month, you've got meat hooks for hands.
Yep.
They're hurt. I know when I stick myself with something, boy, does it hurt. And so to intentionally jab myself, of course I'm not going to want to do that. So I want to get you involved with this. I want you on the front end with me. We're going to go out and help save lives, and I know that's what you're about, Bob. So I know there's no rhyme and reason, and no, there's no excuses, and I expect more from you as my doctor to be able to get on board with me. Here's what I'll do. I know you're a busy doctor and don't have time for all this. So here's what you're going to do. You'll get your patients involved, and I'll come in with all your patients. We'll hold a Saturday little seminar, and I'll take all the patients at once. We'll do it at a place. I'll rent a place. It doesn't have to be here, obviously. I know that probably breaks some rules and laws around here. But I will do the training. I'll get them set up. I will help you 100%. And we'll find out a way to integrate this into your business. But the biggest thing is the monetization. We have multimillionaires. We have an Uber driver that became a multimillionaire in his first year. You're a doctor. You will supersede that. You're fish in a barrel. You have all your patients right here. So with that being said, I'm going to show you some of the different programs. I know you got Sue and both the kids. So your best bet coming into this is our builder pack at $3,500. You're going to end up with Biosins. Have you heard of electrosmog?
Yeah, I have.
And do you understand what that's doing?
Yeah, it's sending off some small radiation through all those different devices, like our phones and microwaves and stuff like that.
Let me ask you something, because Bob, I know that you deal with your children's health extensively. Are you happy that the cell phone companies are pumping radiation to create tumors into your kids' heads?
No.
All right, so we have the first class medical device, a Biosin. It's a sticker that goes on the back of this. You can put it on your wirelesses. You can put it on all the little gadgets and now knock this thing down. And so you're going to get 72 of those to sell at $50 a pop. You can sell them out of here and be gone with them in a week. I know you're a smart businessman, but the big thing is you're going to get $3,600 back off of those 72 at $50 a piece. And then you're going to get your 4 LX Pluses for free. Bam! You, Sue, and the kids are walking around for free with this $600 device. So today is your day that you can get rid of your crapple, not spend any more money on it. Let's get out your Visa or MasterCard right now. Let's get this band on your arm. Let's get it on the kids. Let's get it on Sue's arm. And then we'll find a way to integrate this into your patients. Sound like a plan? Do you want to put that on your Visa or MasterCard?
Let's do it.
Bam. So understand something, people. I know that sound, you're going, how the hell can I do that? I get it. But you want to let me tell you how? You got to practice.
We just did.
That's it. I just showed you. And I recorded this.
Because I wanted that because I'm getting ready to talk to my doctor. I have a relationship with him. And I know I've got a small window in his office in a week to be able to set that up. So that helped me a lot. Thank you.
Welcome. And I could probably do that 5 different ways. It's not a script. I just talked about reality, right?
Well, you believed in yourself and you believed in the product.
And
you didn't let the doctor intimidate you.
That's it. Because you know what? He's just a human being with a certificate from going to school and busting his rear end.
Exactly.
He's not God.
Right.
He's like your neighbor next door. He's like your brother, your sister. I'm not intimidated by anything. Well, you can probably tell because I'm one of 15 in the world that dives with great whites without a cage. So that probably defines that moment. But
that's just crazy.
Hey, that is. Yeah. I'm having my straight jacket monogrammed, by the way. So
Paul, I have a question.
I have an answer.
All right. With the blood pressure, if it's out of the range, either too low or too high, it's going to let you know.
Yeah, because that's your Guardian feature. And so you can punch in. So you've got to go down to like a Rite Aid or a CVS and calibrate it to it. There's instructions how to do that. And then you're going to put your highs and lows in there. And your Guardian, you can also put up to 20 different people that can be notified if you hit the ground or something goes awry, that somebody can contact you to let you know that it's, if you need help or that your blood pressure is out of whack. So it is going to monitor you like having a doctor right there on you. I see you, Barb. Hang on a second. Does that answer your question, Stu?
Yes.
Excellent. So remember something, people. You already know all of this stuff. It's a Guardian. If you haven't clicked through this stuff, but here's what I'm going to tell you guys, okay? Let me give you the whole secret to this. If you're not wearing an LX Plus, it's going to be difficult for you to pass that on to somebody else, okay? I know everybody's tight, but here's one thing. I was too. I am a little bit right now because I invest everything to build my businesses. So, and I'm traveling now to build the teams. I'm paying for all this out of my pocket that's already tight. And I'm leaving to Hawaii from the 6th to the 15th. I know it's just torture, but the bottom line is I built my businesses where I wanted to be. So I love traveling to islands. I love coming to your states. I'm going to be coming to see all of you all. My first friend, think about this. This is what I am as a leader, is that in the first 2 weeks, my key person that I've worked with a long time, I'm leaving to Hawaii to do one of the biggest fitness expos. I'm going to be standing on a soapbox, pitching Helo like nobody's business. And then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I'm going to meet with every single person he can put me in front of. Then I'm going to puddle jump over to Helo and Kona and hit some people over there. And then I'm going to jump back over to Oahu, grab a plane, come back to LA and start planning out the rest of my year to come see you all. Does everybody understand that? Bobbleheads. So it's time to start getting flipping excited and stop overthinking things. How many of y'all are analytical overthinkers?
Not anymore.
I think we all are, because how many of y'all are fear-ridden?
Mhm. I think
There's
everybody
a little
is.
fear in everybody. I raised my own hand. I had to fight my own fears, and I still battle it daily because fear of rejection sucks. It just does. But let me tell you something. Fear of my bank account going to zero and having nothing and being a Walmart door greeter is way more fear to me. Or relying on social insecurity, or losing my house because I didn't have an opportunity. So I want to share something with you all. This is real. We got to know this stuff. Is that 150 million Americans have lost their jobs to the H-1 and the B-1 visa program. 20 million more slated. We're being replaced by foreigners. We're being replaced. That's not, I'm not against the foreigners. That's our government's doing that, by the way. It's tax breaks, all that. And think about this. We're all at ages now. We're actually obsolete to get hired. Does that make sense to everybody?
Mhm.
So what's that mean? It's time to get flipping, charged up, take control of what's been taken out of our flipping hands and take it back. We take it back. I am not going to put up with my life being derailed because of bureaucratic red tape crap that they're making fortunes of money and leaving us behind. I will leave a legacy behind regardless of our governments failing us. Is everybody with me?
Let's do it.
And the other part is I'm not leaving your side. I'm not afraid. And I'm not afraid. I know how to do this. So I promise I won't wear stripes anymore because I'm about to fall over from dizziness of my stripes going back and forth. Hey, do you all see that too, or is that just on my camera?
No, it's real.
It's like, woo, woo. Y'all are going back to the 60s going, is this Woodstock?
Russ and I are turning different colors.
I'm making myself dizzy. I think I'm seeing Jimi Hendrix and Jim Morrison somewhere. Oh, my God. But anyway, Russ.
Yes, sir. Howdy, everybody. Hope everybody had a great Easter, by the way. I just wanted to throw this out there. My IT guy, Paul, who you know, I spoke to yesterday, and he brought up, he actually called, this guy has not joined yet. I've met with him so many times. Paul met him, Gordon met him. He called Helo asking about the blood sugar glucose measurement device, and Helo told him that does not mean that you don't have to still stick yourself. And that threw him for a loop. He was like, oh, well, then it's not a non-invasive. You know, I'm just going to sit back and watch you guys and see how this goes for a few months. So how do you battle that? And Dr. Jim, if you're still there, how would you battle that? I mean, I would
hang
love
on a second. I'm going to answer that, so you don't need to just keep rambling on that.
Okay.
First off, that's a medical disclaimer.
Mm-hmm.
They're just got, and how many people are going to call the head office about that? And the other side is that we don't know exactly what all it's going to do, but it is going to be able to give you a viable direction to manage your nutrients and your health in real time. There will be apps that continue to come out that are developed as it's released. I'm positive of that. But here is the thing. We're not selling that right now. We know that there's going to be advancements. It's just like I know in 3 years, there's going to be major advances on my iPhone. And I'm excited about it. But I'm not going to wait to buy an iPhone just to wait for that. Because the other values of what I'm getting medically to manage my health, manage my sleep, manage all these other factors are important now. So let me ask you something, Russ. Can you put a price on your health?
No, absolutely
Oh,
not.
so you can see the value of not waiting around for something, right?
Right.
Excellent.
No, I totally get it.
No,
I totally get it. I'm
that.
battling somebody who doesn't get that.
I did. So here's what I say. Next.
Yeah, it's exactly what I told him yesterday.
Next.
I'm moving on.
Why battle against somebody that wants to battle against you? You're not going to get everybody. Who cares?
Right.
Who cares?
Yep. No, I totally agree. One
Yeah.
other thing I wanted to throw out to everybody, and we're all talking about the Helo and getting behind it and a great product. I am 1,000% behind this because I've went and looked at all the other guys and players out there, and I just wanted to throw this out. In my life, I've been in sales all my life. Not much in MLM or direct marketing at all, although I did dabble in one for a little while and failed miserably. I didn't believe in the product. That was the problem. This product I believe in. I've been a national sales manager for the second largest desalination company on the planet. I believed in that product. I did trade shows all over the country and in different countries. And I was always asked, why is yours more expensive? And my response, and this, our product Helo isn't more expensive, but my response to that question, and even when I worked for Motorola, was because I love you and I don't want to be married to you. So I want to be with the best product I can offer you. That way, when you buy it, you're not going to be calling me complaining. You're going to be calling me to refer people. So remember that when you're talking to people too. We've got the best thing out there, and it's going to continue to get better. I mean, I'm so jazzed and excited because of the Apple guy coming in, and I mean, that's amazing. That's an amazing thing to be able to tell people. So I'm right there with you, Paul, man. I'm excited. I'm jacked up, and I can't wait. I'm growing like crazy. I got people interested, and I just keep on plowing through. So that's what it's all about.
Bingo. So you were network marketing. Let me clarify that with all your other sales. That is networking, people.
Well, yes, true. That's true.
It's networking. Definitely. That's a stigma. We're over the stigma. That's this. That's what this is. And so I want to share a couple things. It's important. Let's go here. Everybody got their book? Love you guys. This is how you get wealthy. And let me tell you something. Wealth is not in your wallet. Wealth is right here. It's balance. We're going to go get money. That's a byproduct of happiness. I've known some of the wealthiest billionaires that are miserable. Miserable. Would it be nice to be miserable and be wealthy like that? Hell yeah. I'm ready for some misery around here. Oh my God. All right. The first step towards riches. You know something? How many of you bobbleheads felt the desire from me today? Desire, all achievement, no matter what may be its nature or its purpose, must begin with an intense, burning desire for something definite. Through some strange and powerful principle of mental chemistry, which she has never divulged. Nature wraps up in the impulse of strong desire that something which recognizes no such word as impossible and accepts no such reality as failure. Why do you think Napoleon Hill and Carnegie and all of them that were part of the biggest runs in wealth in our history started with desire? You know something? Let me share about desire. Every one of y'all that have a boyfriend, girlfriend, or a husband, wife next to you, you desired to have that person with you from the moment you made the decision. That's the person, right? Or anybody that you loved. Why can't you transmute that desire into your business? It's interesting because we control it. It's there. It's real. So desire has to be the start. I always say, if you desire it, the next factor is action. Because that's what you did with your significant other at some point in your life. You desired them, and then you applied action. You went out and bought roses. You had the little almond croissant ready in the morning when they woke up. You had them a little coffee sitting there. All these things. Critical. Look at that. That's the love right there. I see it. That's desire and action. He desired and he kissed her cheek. Love it. That's what it's about. Now kiss your flipping Helo. Gosh, I love you, Helo. You're so nice and warm and fuzzy. You're going to provide health, wealth, and everything else that the world wants. I love you so much. That's desire and action. I know that's a little silly, but have some fun with it too. It doesn't have to be all hard. Okay? Have fun in life. Get over I'm telling you right now, if you're feeling down and out and don't know how to do it all, that is that dark voice on the wrong shoulder telling you that that light's not bright enough to make it to where you want to be, right? How many have that little voice that keeps telling you, how do I do this? Where do I go? Da, 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 da. That's not the light talking. That's the dark. It's the dark. Shut it down. Cast it out. You control that voice. It does not control you. See, this is what's not trained to people in MLM or any other business. They throw you out there that you're going to be wealthy. Here's the jet program. Here's all the cars. Look at all these people that they're getting it all. That's a bunch of crap. Because if you can't get out of your own head, how do you get there? How do you get there? Do you know what? I could be crying in my milk and my Cheerios every morning how I got ripped off out of all this money. I put all my time into this. You know what? I don't care. I learned the greatest things to bring me to this moment for this team so we can make a final run in our life to go get what we've deserved and what we've wanted. Every bobblehead agree with that? This is it. I'm not kidding you. I don't care. I want y'all. This is my mastermind. I told you I create a mastermind. And let me tell you something. That is the most important facet and feature of this 13 skill set. The mastermind group to come together for one purpose and one purpose only. And that's to have the life that we've wanted to live. Does that make sense? So let's go ahead and move forward, kids. Exact amount of money. Oh my God. Now, understand something about Thomas Edison. You know, can you imagine how much his wife moaned and groaned at him of having burned fingers and staying up all night, not coming home? 10,000 light bulbs later finally creates why we have light in our room. It's interesting space, isn't it? I think about our forefathers, the people that created what we have as convenience. Think about Alexander Graham Bell. How many times that can cut his ear with that yarn, and his wife being mad because he kept taking yarn from her little basket because she was making scarves for everybody for Christmas. And he's talking to his neighbor through a flipping can and finally got tired of it and decided that he's going to connect through telephones. Can you imagine what these people went through? You got to go through it. Now it's all created for us. We don't have to do nothing other than go pitch it. We're not creating anything. We're just going out and sharing it. There's a big difference. All the hard work was done. Now we have the easy part. Everybody feel like it's easy? That's the road to success. We don't have to invent something. All we got to do is let everybody know. Simple. The exact amount of money. Fix in your mind the exact amount of money you desire. It is not sufficient to merely say, I want plenty of money. Be definite as to the amount. Only those who become money conscious ever accumulate great riches. Money consciousness means that the mind has become so thoroughly saturated with the desire for money that one can see oneself already in possession of it. Let me tell you about manifestation. Okay. And I want everybody doing this. This is going to be recorded so I can go back and look at this. I'm giving you, man, this is the Tony Robbins, Zig Ziglar on steroids moment of your life. So I'm going to have everybody do a technique, and you're going to calm yourselves down. Okay. All you're going to do is hear my voice because your eyes are going to be shut. Mine are going to be shut too. I'm doing it with you. And so I'm going to get you from ramped up to your subconscious mind. And your subconscious, what we're going to visualize, I want you to visualize a Brinks armored truck pulling up and it dumping all the money. You have to see the money dumping in front of you. You have to visualize this money, this amount. So with that being said, everybody put your arms to your sides. Don't slap your neighbor next to you. Close your eyes, okay? Hands up in abundance. You're receiving it in your hands, okay? Now we're going to just relax, okay? Find your centerpiece. Breathe in. You're going to breathe with your diaphragm. So you're going to take 3 deep breaths, in with your nose, out with your mouth on 3. 1, 2, and 3. Let it out. Don't open your eyes. Just breathe. Feel your body tingling from that oxygen hitting all your cells. The importance of all of that. Your cells are going nuts right now. You've just provided them with what they desire most, and that's oxygen. Now, with your eyes closed, visualize a vault, a Brinks truck, a wheelbarrow full of money, dumping right at your feet. You see the money. You see it bound up in big binds of thousands of dollars. Wait till you see it. See it. See it. Oh my God, I see mine. Holy moly. Oh yeah. I can see it. It's mine. I have it. It's been delivered to me. I'm receiving it. Keep your eyes closed. Breathe in with your nose, out with your mouth. If you're not connecting, it means that you're wound up and bound up. You can't receive anything if you stay in that state. In with your nose, out with your mouth. Just wind it down, people. Last breath. And open your eyes. Kind of euphoric, isn't it? Woo! Kind of takes you somewhere else. Jim, I hope you didn't drive off the road. That exercise wasn't meant for you driving. So I have to have a disclaimer on the front of that, nobody driving. See how it flushes my skin? See all the oxygen that hit my body? But I can tap within I control my destiny. It's not controlled by anything else other than my thoughts and my actions. That's it. If you're all bound up and wound up of how you're going to get there, you've not released your money consciousness for what's promised to you already. Do you know that King Solomon is still the richest man in the world? Do you know the story of King Solomon? Nobody superseded him financially. And it's desire. It's putting forth the right attitude. Attitude will adjust your altitude. You're either soaring with eagles or trotting with turkeys, and turkeys get eaten for Thanksgiving and never get off the ground. Okay? Are you a turkey or an eagle? I'm an eagle. Eagle, 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 eagle. I've been a phoenix too, rising from the ashes. So I'm a phoenix and an eagle. I'm a phoenix that transformed into an eagle. So your first task this week, bobbleheads, is you are going to go through the exact amount of money, the intention to give. If you don't give, you will not receive it. You have to commit a certain amount of your income to the T. Is that 10%? Is that 20%? And where it's going to go. And if you're lying, the universe will know you're full of it and won't deliver it. Okay? 2, a definite date. Remember Jim Carrey wrote a check for how much? $10 million, put it in his wallet. What happened? He became one of the highest paid actors, and The Grinch is what paid him $10 million. He got it. He visualized it. He manifested it. A definite plan. What's your plan? My plan's to bust my rear end and tell every flipping person I run into about Helo. Simple. Why make it difficult? I don't need some huge, definite, crazy plan that's hard to attain. Make your plan easy. Okay? It doesn't have to be so layered with crap. The statement of desire. Write out a clear, concise statement of the amount of money you intend to acquire. Name the time limit or its acquisition. State what you intend to give in return for the money, and describe clearly the plan through which you intend to accumulate it with. Read your statement aloud twice daily. So, if you had a picture of my bathroom, you will see, and I'll take a picture of it as I said, I have stuff stapled all over the wall because I read it when I get up and I read it when I go to bed or anytime I go in there to my office in the daytime. And so you better read this stuff. Wake up to that desire, because here's the thing. How can you ramp up your day if you didn't read what you desired to have for the day? Then how do you set forth the next day if you didn't read before you went to bed when your subconscious is working overtime playing all those movies that are called dreams? Why not dream about your subconscious delivering you the money for tomorrow that you're going to wake up to? Create your own movie. Going deeper, read those. So you have 1 week from today. I would do one a day, simple, easy. I'm not asking you for anything crazy. So you'll hit number 6, read your statement aloud twice daily. So you can run through this today, get it done by tomorrow, and then do the tasks all week long. Okay? I can promise you this. By the time we talk about this on Monday, you will have already started your wealth. This is where it starts. If you don't believe it, watch the handful of us that do. And you'll hate life that you procrastinate. Anybody know that procrastination is the thief of time? How many of y'all procrastinated in life? Deb, raise that hand. Thank you. Okay, that's a human nature thing. So all of us have that problem. We have to work to get past it. Hold your other partner accountable. If they make an excuse, tell them they're making an excuse so they can have a correction moment. If you don't have a significant other do that, call me. I will straighten you out. I have some good starch and a hot iron, and I will get that wrinkle out quickly. It's on full time, 24 hours a day. I'm here to iron the wrinkles out, period. That's how it works. That's how it functions. We iron wrinkles out. So with that being said, you're going to read that aloud and go deeper and deeper and deeper. And in 7 days, you will be at the second step toward riches. Critical. Any questions?
You said Monday. Are we set for time on Monday?
My better half's back. Say that again.
You said we're going to get together again on Monday for our powwow.
Every Monday, this
What
time,
time?
we'll be consistent
Four Eastern.
for 13 weeks.
Okay. Cool.
So, yes, Barbara, I'm sorry.
I knew.
Here, I got you. Uh-huh.
Paul, I had wanted to ask you about the leads stuff that you gave us.
Uh-huh.
Because I don't know what to
Well,
do.
I talked to Deb and found out that Nick failed you all miserably and passed you off to some account executive and passed you off to a date. And he got fired today, by the way, from me.
Oh. Okay.
Fired, he failed. So because he put mine together all together in literally hours. So he bullcrapped me. They're getting me another account executive I'm meeting with tomorrow because I don't have time to build all this, nor do you all. That's why we pay for these clowns. If you've given them money already, I'm going to get you credited for that period of time. I'm working on it. Right now, though, I think behaviorally, it's important that we get the behavior sets down. I'm going to recycle your leads, okay? Not that they're old by any means. These are, people don't change their phone numbers and emails like that. But I do want to make sure that you have at least a tight machine, and I'll replace your leads, okay? That's my guarantee to you all. And so you can use those in your lead cycle program down the road. But I'm going to tell you this. I'd be inputting, if you're on Helo Life, I'd be inputting every single day addresses. Why not spend an hour a day and send off videos. Fish the pond. Take the ones you've got right now. And who didn't receive, I sent out a blast. Who hasn't got their leads? Okay, so do me a favor.
I got mine, but I never got contacted by that fellow. So
Okay, he's fired, so you'll have a whole new element to do that with. So tomorrow I'll have us a new account executive. I'm going to work with him first to make sure he is able to provide us what. And here's the thing. Don't accept, this is the reason they got mine done. Don't accept somebody pushing you off. These are $9 an hour donut, hang out at the water container and talk about bull crap employees. We can't control that. I'm not there at Constant Contact, but I do control one thing. I don't allow them to dictate to me how I am going to utilize their service. I'm hiring them for a service, and I'm going to dictate how they're going to provide a service to me. Does that make sense to everybody? Mm-hmm. Start growing some and you tell these people what you expect. Don't passively sit back any longer and just be told that this is where the cattle are going to go to eat. You're going to pick where you're going to eat. Okay? You all are leaders being developed as leaders. Take command of $9 to $12 an hour workers that are going to perform the services that we need to go attain our wealth. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I'm not just pointing that at you, Barb. That's all the bobbleheads. Even myself. We take control. If somebody says, so if that was Nick and he said, well, we're going to have an account executive and they're going to get in touch with you here in a couple of weeks, tell them, I don't have a couple of weeks. I'm in real time building a monstrous business. This is beneficial to you. This is beneficial to Constant Contact. And I need that person right now. I will wait right now. Get them on the phone.
Well, not knowing what I was supposed to do, you know.
I know that. I'm not reflecting on any of that at all. So don't take it personally.
No.
I am giving you direction from here, every one of you all.
Okay.
Don't put up with the donut eater stories. Okay. And
can I ask a quick question, Paul?
Yes, absolutely.
How many people on here are on the Helo Life? Because what Paul just shared about that is really a great tool, and we can, like, until we get this set up, we can still utilize that.
Yes, and so your leads are good. Why wouldn't you be hitting 25 to 50 of those people a day?
Absolutely.
It makes no sense. Take some initiative. I would just go, I'm going to send out 50 a day. Then when it comes to the Constant Contact, you'll just have those to add on top. You need to have a percentage of a percentage of a percentage to create your whole. You need direct contact to people. You need to send out your Helo Life. I would, if you can't handle 50 a day, do 25 and work your way up to that. Set a goal. That's what this is about. Set a goal. If you're going by random choice, how has that served your wallet so far? You could probably do a Slim Fast commercial right now on how slim your wallet's gotten from that mentality. You know? And so we have to change our mental abilities from where we are to where we want to be.
Hey, Paul, I have a question for you regarding the Helo.life.
Huh?
There are a lot of different videos that they're giving us an option to present as our 3-minute. Is there one that you recommend out of all of those?
The one with the girl on the face of it, the front one. It starts off with the girl, a picture of the girl.
Okay.
And that's the one I send. It gives a good, solid overview of it. And then depending on your response, then it has a 7-minute video that follows that. And then, obviously you're going to see them respond and see them get on there. And so you'll be able to actually address that immediately. And so that's just literally sending a series of videos. Okay, there we go. Sorry, my charger dropped off. So that's critical. And we'll do a training on, and here's the thing, you're paying for Helo Life, so they have support. So here's what I want y'all doing. Don't teach by going to a leader to learn something. We pay good money for the services of these companies that are putting this stuff out there for us. Utilize their support. And so I've already utilized it on Helo Life. And if you send out an email of what your concern is, they'll send you back the answer if it's not in their knowledge base. Okay. So let's utilize the tools and the customer service for those tools at hand. Does that make sense? Let's take command. Okay. This is about taking command and taking control of your office, your business, your money, all of it. And so does anybody have anybody invited to the deal today, opportunity meeting?
I got nobody.
Okay, perfect. So here's what I want you to do. There's no point in wasting energy on talking about the same damn thing over and over again, okay? So why don't you work on your Think and Grow Rich, and why don't you pump out 15, 20, 25, set a goal, your desire. If you set that first, your exact amount and all that, translate that. So if you sent out 25 today and you receive back 4 responses, you're all of a sudden getting profitable because you're now getting to the people. You can't get there unless you do that. Freda, do you have any questions? Oh, hang on, let me unmute you. Hang on.
Okay, because I'm on my phone. I couldn't get it on the computer.
Okay.
No, I'm good because I'm being like a sponge. I'm absorbing it all.
It's a good thing.
Now, I'm learning the Helo.life. So maybe it is time for me to get some leads because I haven't gotten any yet. But I'm working through that so I get more familiar with the system so that when I start talking to my warm market, immediately I could have the conversation and then send them something. So I'm at that stage right now of knowing what the next step is to informing my warm market.
Okay, beautiful. So Deb, are you familiar with Excel?
Not at all.
All right. So what I'm going to do, because I'm delegating to my leaders that you all are under, is that I'm going to put together 100,000 leads today, fresh leads. I'm going to break them up. You know what I'll do? I can do that. And let's see. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 of you all. I'm going to break them up into 5,000 where it's not overwhelming. 5,000 is a lot, by the way. But and then I'm going to send Deb and Jim all 50,000 broken up into 5,000s. And Deb and Jim are going to start allocating to their teams that they're going to take control of because I'm teaching leadership now. Because I can't, if you're always relying on me, how do you become a leader if I'm doing everything? It doesn't work. So I'll do all the Excel work. I'll do the secretarial side of this, and they'll just be files that they won't even have an attached name. You can pick which ones. Just keep track of if you send one out. This one went to Freda. This one went to Stu, and maybe make a little folder for them. That way you're not intermixing them up. Okay, and so I think that's more critical than anything. And so I'll do that. I'll put together 50,000 leads broken up into 5,000 lots. I'll do that right now. I'll get that sent over. Stu, yes, sir. Oh, I can't hear you. Hang on a second. All right,
I wanted to ease into this thing, but, and I go to Biogen, and I was going to wait to get the Helo LX Plus. I just was sitting here thinking about how I can manipulate my money and get the Helo LX Plus.
I think that's a smart idea. Who doesn't have the LX Plus yet? Okay, Barb.
Mine's coming.
Okay, beautiful. So here's my suggestion. This is your business. Go sell something out of the garage. Go to a hot shop. Here, I'm going to just tell you, because it is about whatever it takes. See, that's the division line. That's the testimony, standing on stage, telling all your people that I did whatever it took to be in front of you all, to be your leader, because I believe in where we're going. So I went out, I took my stereo, I took my TV, I took some of my jewelry and take it to a flipping pawn shop get the money because you're going to get it back out. You're committing to getting it back out because you're going to go make money and start selling. Fund your business. You already have assets. Find something. You know, if you sit around waiting for a magic fairy to roll up, or you're eating Lucky Charms and want the leprechaun to jump out and put moons and stars over your head, it's not happening.
Here's the thing.
I got a question.
Yes.
All right. I did that and bought 4 of the LXs.
Uh-huh.
So what do I do about those?
Where are they?
Sitting there in my closet.
Call the company and ask them if you can return those and you want to upgrade to LX Pluses.
Oh, I'll try that.
Don't try, just make it happen. In fact, here, hang on a second. Where's my flipping phone? Hang on a second. I'm going to call Helo right now.
Hey, Paul, I still have one in the box too. I bought a bundle of them.
Let's see what he can do.
So Barbara,
Hang on a second. So Haley K is the person that you want to write down to talk to. What's this?
She's going to keep going back.
Haley K.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Haley K. So Haley with just the letter K. There's 2 Haleys in the office.
Oh.
And so hang on a second. Let me take command of this.
Thank you and have a great day. If you would like us to call you back at the number you are currently using, please press 1. Your callback request has been successfully scheduled. We will return your call just as soon as possible.
Okay. You all are staying on this panel until they call me right back. I'm going to lead by example. I'm going to teach by example. And this is how you get stuff done for your business to become wealthy. Okay. They're going to call me back. 1 second.
She called me back within like 30 seconds this afternoon.
you're usually pretty quick.
Call me back in days.
Okay, let's do some role playing while we're waiting.
Remember I said about
Say hi then. Jump in here.
Hi, everyone.
Oh,
This is Pasuli.
That's our kid. We have really furry kids around here. They're like little werewolves.
If there's anything, she always is sitting here and listening to the training and everything.
she's getting smart.
Best girl ever.
Yeah, we have little werewolves.
Well, you remember I said that 90% of my problem was that I didn't believe in the product. I believe in the product. I believe in the training, what I see. So I'm all in.
Congratulations. Welcome to America. Let's make America great again. I like it. Because here's how we make America great again. We go save lives and save bank accounts.
Amen.
Nobody's doing it for us. You don't take command of it, you're done. So let's end that as a problem right now. So let's role play again. I'm standing at Starbucks. Barbara, let me unmute you. All right. So hang on a second. I just wanted to share something real quick. Let me pull that up just in case my phone rings. Make sure my ringer's on for when they call. 1 second though. Okay. So, Barbara, we're standing there at Starbucks, and I make a comment. I love your glasses. My wife has a pair of glasses just like those. Those are really cute. And all of a sudden, I've done what? I've opened up conversation. Or even if I got to bull crap it a little bit, my wife wears the same color and the same sweater as you. Bam. Something. Find something. Okay? So I'm just sharing that. Okay, so I'm going to start off with, or you can go, I do this all the time. I'll grab like one of the coffee containers. I'm looking at it and go, good Lord, this is flipping highway robbery. I want one of these, but see the price on this thing? Oh my God. And they're like, no kidding, right? Oh my God. I go, what? And start off a little bit, but then segue in and go, you know, I make some pretty darn good money, but I hate throwing it away. I've got a lot of opportunity around me, but the opportunity to just throw my money down the drain, good Lord. And, you know, what do you do, Barbara? What do you do for a living?
I'm retired now.
Retired? How are you liking that?
Loving it.
Are you making all the money or want that you know, maybe live another 20, 30 years, going to live good?
Well, I can always use more.
Absolutely. So that means you keep your eye open for opportunities?
Yeah, being on a fixed income, you know, means I'm always looking at other things. I have a part-time job.
I got you. So you know what? I'm a partner in a company that's crossing over into two huge segments, electronics and health and wellness. And one is a wearable technology product that's already reached sales just astronomically in 18 months. Let me ask you something. Are you familiar with like the Fitbits or the Crapple watches or any of that?
Yeah, I've got a Misfit here.
Ah, Misfit, love it. Good name. So it's not really providing all the information and all the stuff that you want, right?
No, it's pretty basic, but you know, steps and sleep and calories, I think, or something like that.
Well, I know one thing is that we're going to have to get our lattes, and I'll ask you this: are you having to head somewhere right after this? Are you able to sit down for just a few minutes? Because I've got something that's going to blow your mind.
Okay, I can sit down with you, sure.
Excellent. Okay, so we got our lattes. We're sitting down. Now, Barbara, let's go from one side first. You bought your Misfit to track your health and all that?
Right, yeah, and just to try to motivate me to, do more exercise, because, you know, when you look at the thing, it's like, oops, didn't come close to my goal. It's a good motivator.
Actually, yeah, it's interesting because we do have to take command of our own health, and I do too. I'm a firm believer. Congratulations for being on the forefront of what our health and medical has failed us at. And so I wanted to share something with you. Wouldn't you say that you can't put a price on health?
Absolutely.
I feel the same way because I know one thing. If I was on my deathbed and the doctor said, if you just spend $500 or $600 more, we can give you some more time to be with your kids, your family, and enjoy this planet. Would you come up with the $500 or $600?
Yeah.
You'd find a way, right?
Right.
Excellent. So today's that day. Welcome. Because one of the things I'm going to show you right now is I'm wearing this technology simulation, and let me pull up something. And I pull up the app. Let the app speak for you. Okay? Simple. Most of you think you got to over talk to get somebody to pull their flipping wallet out of their pocket and find that there's a magic moment that you keep talking, and they're going to go, all right, I want it now. That's not how sales work. That's why they have closing. So I'm going to get you all jacked up showing you the app. Once I show you the app, I'll go, Barbara, can you see the benefit of this?
Wow, yeah, it does a heck of a lot more.
Let me ask you this. You have a mom and dad that are still around?
No, unfortunately.
Gotcha. Any other loved ones around you that you'd like to have around a little longer?
Actually, no, I don't have any children.
Fair enough.
I have fur babies.
Gotcha. But let's just do this because we got to get you going. Thank you. Hang on a second.
Sure.
24/7 service.
With a smile yet.
You. So,
now that you're distracted.
Yeah, I'm all jacked up now. What were we talking about? With airplanes? No, all jacked up. But so, did I lead by opportunity? I did actually.
Yeah.
Because I asked you if you were happy with your social insecurity and if you were going to live long enough, is that going to actually provide? And what happens? Have you ever thought about this? What happens if it runs out?
I've thought about that. Because it could just.
I'll put some sound effects on that. I can really attach to the brain real hard. So I'm very animated in it, but it works. And it's real. You're talking stuff that people don't stop to think about. But the other side is I got you all jacked up showing you the SOS feature, the Guardian feature, all these amazing facets that your Misfit doesn't have. And so you also said that you can't put a value on health. And you said that you would come up with $500 or $600 if you had the chance to have better health and live longer, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know I set you up the whole time?
Sure.
So would you like to put that on your Visa or MasterCard? It's very simple. You can sell your Misfit for what I think it's worth $5 now, but that's okay. It doesn't matter. But now for $500 or $600, you can have this technology that's going to keep growing and growing. How's your blood sugar doing, by the way?
Blood sugar's good.
Excellent. Any health issues you're dealing with?
Yeah.
Like what, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, I'm fighting a recurrence of mononucleosis right now, which you're not supposed to be able to get it again once you have it, but my body never got that memo. So
yeah,
fatigue out the wazoo.
Interesting, because there's a feature on here that shows fatigue and energy and all of that. So now once we get our nutrition app and all these things, and it could be a nutritional thing, your doctor's probably already told you that, right?
Yeah.
So now you'll be able to monitor the nutrition on a regular level all the time. I think that's going to be really important. You can actually see the value of that instead of guessing that you're taking the right things as far as food and all that. It's very difficult to manage that, isn't it?
Yes.
You know, I try to figure out how much spinach do I need to eat, how many cranberries, how many blueberries, how many antioxidants to fight off free radicals. And, you know, it's confusing. But to have an app and stuff that's being developed for this, that'll change that for you, pretty amazing, isn't it?
Wow, yeah.
Now you can see the value of this thing. So let's just do something. We could yap and run circles. It's a no-brainer. So do you want to put that on your Visa or MasterCard right now? Let's get this thing on you now. And that way you can get it in 4 or 5 days. So Visa, MasterCard, which one works best for you today?
MasterCard.
Excellent. Let me pull this up on my website, and I'll send you some really fun videos to watch. You're going to be just stunned and blown away beyond words. And so does that make sense to you all?
Yeah.
You can start a conversation anywhere you are. I can at a gas station. These prices are atrocious. $80 a barrel. We have the biggest oil supplies in the world. Oh my God. Could somebody be standing across from me and I'll go, this is tragic. And they'll go, what? These prices, they're robbing us blind. And they're over there agreeing. You've already got them doing yeses.
Bobblehead.
They're bobbleheads. They're agreeing. I'm telling you, this is gold. This is how neurolinguistics works. You've already got them. They're done. They're over with. All you're doing is giving them the information they need and asking for which credit card they need to utilize. And I go, you know what? What's sad about this gas issue is that you think about, it was $40 to fill my car. Now it's $65. And you think about how many times I got to do that per week, per month, per year, and how much money's going out the door that I'm having to try to figure out. I'm not getting raises at work and who is getting raises that can compete with these bouncing prices back and forth. And all of a sudden you try to set budgets for your family and get knocked out of whack. You know what? I've battled against the system. I have an opportunity that's second to none. And it's changed everything in my family. That extra $500 to $1,500 a month has made it to where I don't have to sweat bullets every flipping time milk goes up, bread goes up, or these flipping gas prices go through the roof. Do you have anything set for your life like that? And I shut up. I don't say anything until they answer me back. And most of them will say no. And if they do say yes, what's your secret? Tell me what your secret batter is. I'll tell you what mine is. Yeah. Talk to humans. They're human, remember? I don't know why everybody acts like they're a Terminator, Arnold Schwarzenegger, and you think that it's coming after you and it's going to kill you. Open your mouths. You can do it everywhere. You'll start experiencing some of the greatest people on this planet. And here's the thing. If they're not interested or they don't want to engage in conversation, who cares? Next. 7.4 billion people on this planet. Customer service, knock, knock, knock. That's interesting. I usually get a call right back on that. 1 second again. I'm going to bug them. See, I don't give up. I'm not playing that game. 1 second.
Hey, Paul, I got to say goodbye. I've got some place I got to be.
Get the heck out of here. No.
See you later. Bye-bye. See y'all later.
Thanks for coming on, Bob.
Bye.
We'll see you, buddy.
All calls will now be sent to a callback queue.
Cheers,
This
darlings.
will alleviate the time you spend waiting for a customer service rep. Please follow the prompts in order to initiate a callback. Thank you and have a great day. If you would like us to call you back at the number you are currently using, please press 1. Your callback request has been successfully scheduled. We will return your call just as soon as possible.
Hopefully before Christmas. So here's the thing that's going to happen. So let me go ahead and get you abreast of that just in case they take forever. Okay. When they call back, hello. This is Paul. How may I help you? Hey, I'm amazing and getting better by the second. So is Haley K around there? I need to speak with her. Yeah, I need her really. I need her. I'm doing a conference right now. And so you all are real time to the Helo teams and let her know that Paul Paget is on the phone, please. And she's live. Excellent. Thank you. Let's see what we have. See, you got to enjoy this thing, you know? Smile in life.
Paul, you said 4 or 5 days about getting the Helo LX. Is there special shipping that can expedite the Helo when I order it?
I don't know. I didn't try to do that. I'm always about saving money on mail and postage. So,
Me too, but being that I'm going through this ketogenic, that Helo LX would probably be beneficial.
I think they had expedited shipping on there. I didn't pay attention to it. I just went with standard shipping, but I think you can 2-day air it.
Yeah, I'll check it out when I order.
Well, I'll ask. We're getting ready to have customer service on here. Let's
okay.
grab the bull by the horns here. Hold on a second. They should probably wrap them with the call. Aha.
Hi, Paul. How are you?
I am amazing and getting better by the second. And how was your Easter?
Oh, it was pretty fun. How was yours?
It was amazing. Still eating hard-boiled eggs over here like Ichabod Crane. That's probably outdating you on that. Hey, I have you live with our team, and I've got some questions I need some help with. So several of my team members had purchased LXs. They've been unopened, and they want LX Pluses. Is there something they can do to return those, pay the difference, and get LX Pluses from you guys?
So, what they have to do is submit tickets saying that their product is unopened, and then make sure that they're making the request within 30 days from the shipping date, and then we'd approve their refund or whatever, and then they'd send it back to us, and then we'd refund them within 60 days, and then they have to reorder. There's not really a way to exchange them.
Okay, but it has to. Is there any way to break this 30-day rule thing? Because I think they purchased them back months and months and months ago, and they were kind of stuck with them, and they just faded. Leadership wasn't getting them where they needed to be. Is there a possibility that we could get those done within the 30 days being broken?
I feel like they're kind of strict about that, okay. But it never hurts to ask. They just have to ask through tickets.
Okay, fair enough. Is there a way to expedite, let's say somebody ordered an LX Plus today, is there a way to expedite getting one faster than later?
Not really. We don't have a way to expedite shipping, unfortunately.
Okay. All right, beautiful. All right, so I think you answered our questions live. Everybody's saying thank you and appreciate you big time. And I'll be in touch to keep things moving forward.
All right, sounds good. Have a great day.
Thank you so much for taking time to get on. You take care, Haley. All right, bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay.
I was having a hard time understanding. What did she say? Something about write a ticket? Or,
Yeah, so go into support
okay.
in your back office and submit a ticket of what you're wanting to accomplish. That you've got LXs, they haven't been opened, and you'd like to return them. You are beyond your 30 days, but you do want to upgrade to the LX Plus. Could you get a refund because you'd like to purchase 4 LX Plus, say 4, not 1?
Yeah.
Even if you don't. And you'll be more apt to be able to, I'm sure they would look at that a little bit better. So just state the facts, and tell them that you'd like to expedite this as soon as possible. You need an LX Plus because that's what you're selling now, and you're a little tight based on putting your money towards LXs. Or do they have an alternative? Ask for an alternative if they've got some other solution.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. So now we've learned in leadership what to do. I got you, Jim. I see you. Go ahead. Y'all go ahead. What's your question?
With the LXs, we could actually have children wear those.
The
Absolutely.
guardian aspect.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So this way, they're not like a waste and just sitting there doing nothing. So when an adult buys the Plus, the children could have the LX.
Yep. And or here might be an idea is take the 4 LXs, take them to the local pawn shop. I'm serious.
Yeah.
Hey, let me tell you something about business. You do whatever it takes.
Would it even?
Those are now factors. That's instant money, and there's nothing wrong with doing that. It's not a stigma. It's fast cash. Okay.
And then sign up the pawn shop owner.
Thank you very much. Now you have opened up a whole nother entity. By the way, while I'm hawking these, you know why I'm hawking these? Because I'm moving forward on this. I'm not hawking it because of any other reason. I've dumped my money into this, and they came out with this amazing new one. It's a game changer in life sensing technology, and you got to check this thing out. Let me show you this 3-minute video. Bam. Heads at Freda. Seriously. Everybody, every human being, everybody with a heartbeat is a potential sale. If you're not exercising this, expect to never have the money you want.
Yeah.
That was very
Amen.
good, Freda. So that's the behavior set of getting to $10,000 a month. That was a good question, though, Barbara. I'm glad you asked that because that helps us grow. I always say this: it's stupid not to ask a question.
Yeah, I always say the answer is always no unless you ask.
Boy, I'll tell you, my grandpa used to say, you don't get nothing unless you ask. And so I've asked everything. What's the worst case scenario? And more times than not, there was a yes. Yeah. So, but I'm going to just suggest some things, okay? If you really want this business, if you really believe the power of that LX Plus is important for you to be able to get the mentality you've got to sell. Because you can't sell with an LX mentality any longer. It's over with. I'm sorry. And I'm sorry that, 6 months ago when you ordered those, that it wasn't that moment. But that doesn't matter. It wasn't supposed to be. You get over that now. That's called anchoring, by the way. If you're caught up in that mentality, that's the dark voice, the dark wolf talking to you. Okay? So everybody has something in their house right now that's an inanimate object that could be supplying something that is an adamant object that's in real time, saving your health, saving your wealth, and viable. Think outside the box. That's what you do in situations like this. Think out of the box. Because let me tell you, I'd rather have the story let me tell you how bad I wanted this. I didn't have the direct money. And so I went down, I took my home stereo and I hawked it for this flipping thing because I saw how powerful this moment was. And I wasn't missing it for nothing. I'll listen to Frank Sinatra later. Frank can just stay in his grave for a little while. And so bottom line is the bottom line. Because here's the thing. You all are in the position you're in. I'm talking like I'm talking to a crowd. In the position of this because of not taking those risks. And so we want to hold on and hold on and hold on and think that magically something's going to change or alter in our life. It doesn't. You already know this. You've already suffered enough through this mentality that it never delivered any fruit. Why not create your own harvest? Till the soil, plant the seeds, pull the weeds out, and get a possible beanstalk out of this thing. So, with that said, do whatever it takes. Remember, I had the button that had a WIT, WIT, whatever it takes. It was a stretch for us to get this flipping $3,600 pack. It was. And then it's a stretch trying to go to Hawaii right on top of it for flipping from the 6th to the 15th. I don't know if you've ever been to Hawaii, but it's not cheap. And so we're stretching it because we believe where we're going. We believe in our teams. I went out and I sold a few things to cover us. And it is what it is because I know it's coming back. And so I love testimony. Testimony meets the regular people eye to eye and common ground. If you don't tell those stories, how do they know how to climb out themselves? They don't. They need a leader. They need somebody. Yes, Barb.
Okay, one other question. If you're going to Hawaii, are you going to be able to do this training meeting next Monday?
You know what? It's interesting in Hawaii, even though it's a rock in the middle of the Pacific, they actually have internet over there.
Time zone's different.
It's only 2 hours behind us.
Oh, behind you in California.
Yeah. So yeah. I built all my organizations in Hawaii heavily first years ago. And then I had Europe and Japan and, so I did have some 3 a.m. Conferences, but I'll tell you this, money never sleeps and I don't abandon my people and we do it whatever it takes. And here's what I'm also training you all to do. I have leaders on here. And it's time for some of the leaders to start hosting some of these while I'm out building things that are going to grow under you. Okay. So I need at some point somebody to step up and say, I got you covered because I'm covering you right now, you all. So it's not much to get on here and do this. You can read the same PowerPoint that I read in opportunities. You can share. We keep going across the board. Stu. Nope, let me unmute you. Hang on. Yes, sir.
You're 2 hours from Hawaii, but we're 5 hours from Hawaii.
I understand that. So that's not going to change anything for me because I really think about that. All I got to do is shift on my end. So if it's 1 o'clock that I've got to deal here, that means it's 11 o'clock I actually do it at.
Right. Gotcha.
That's a good question though, Barb. And thank you for asking and clarifying that. Cause what's jacked up is I have to go change my whole calendar once I land. So it flags me at the right time. I've already run into that problem. I'll go, oopsie, I missed that one. So I learned that lesson years ago. So all I got to do is change my clock to Hawaiian time and then it'll go alter all my calendar.
Well, I pray travel mercies on your trip there.
What's that?
I pray travel mercies from God on your trip there.
Thank you. I accept those in the name of Jesus. So,
Amen.
We just don't want you to be, ruining your health because I want you to be sleeping and eating and all right and not, running yourself ragged.
Well, I appreciate you. Here, let me share something with you. I'd rather be a little ragged and be able to be moving forward than to be ragged and broke and wondering and worrying. And so honestly, there's a trade-off on that. And that's actually viable that you said that. I appreciate you going there, because a lot of us will go, wow, I better stay in bed a little longer. And the clock and the sand is running out, and it's a problem. And so I want everybody to think of something. I'm going to do whatever. Let's say this. This is a good way to put it for all of us. We're in a war. We just arrived on the front line of our lives. It is a war. And you know what? And anybody that was military and had to fight, you know something? You didn't get the opportunity to stop firing your gun and looking for the enemy so you didn't get shot. And so, and there was no end. There wasn't a, hey, we're going to cease fire over here for a little bit. We really need a nap and we're hungry. So let's stop this crazy chaos. We'll eat real quick and then y'all can start firing your guns back at us. And so it's our life. We are on the front line. So I'm going to sacrifice whatever I have to. And I will say this in your concern, and thank you for that. I appreciate that, because that's compassion. I love it. And that's very viable, because I'm working to protect my health too. You know what? You want to know how I'm doing it? I have this amazing Helo LX Plus. It's beyond words. And really, honestly, with that question, you should be wearing one too. It is off the charts. It even tells me how much I sleep. It tells me if I got bad behaviors in sleep, if I'm energetic, if I'm calm, all these things. You want to take a few minutes, have a coffee, and I'll share it with you?
Yeah, that's great.
So always a pitch, always the ability to turn it into a very sweet moment. And so you got to practice this. Yes, Jim and Deb.
How soon are you going to have this particular meeting available on the YouTube? Because Marita got on a little late and I want her to be able to get to it.
It takes a little while to download. I've got a handful. I'm behind on putting those up, but I'll have this up by the end of tonight. It takes a little rendering time because this is a long one. Is it still recording? Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, this will take some time to render, but this is a good one. We'll put it up. And here's what I want y'all to start doing. If you have questions, make a note of it and save those for these moments, because you can educate and teach everybody about these moments. So we share in this. This is the round table. This is the mentoring group. This is the mastermind. You now have a true mastermind group, probably for the first time in your life, where we discuss things, we share things, and we overcome all of this together. And that's the key. You have homework to do. I advise getting on top of that. It's your life. Sand's running out. The clock is ticking. If you got Helo Life, take some of your leads that you've got now. I'm going to be pumping off those 50,000 leads. I will get those over to Deb. She's going to distribute those to everybody. It's simple. You have new names, new bodies. You can pick up the phone and call these people. You can send out videos. You can do it however you want. Break the things that you're not doing, and you'll feel better about your life. You'll feel better about your business, and you'll feel like you're moving forward. And that's the key and critical part to all of this right now. It's feeling like you're gaining traction, because that's what you're asking for, is traction. Traction for your life. So, are there any other questions before we move on?
Yep, a Zoom question. Will it be the same address today every time?
I don't know if this takes that. That's a good question. I don't know if it takes this and keeps it that way. We're trying to set it up to where we have a Dreams to Realities site that we just go to all the time. So I'm working on that this week to see how that functions corporately, where we just have a Dreams to Realities video deal and we just go to that. So the worst case scenario, and I'll let you know within a few days, because by the time we do next week, we'll probably have the Dreams to Realities Zoom set up. Very good question. Anybody else before we part and move on to other wonderful things?
I just want to say, I bet the Helo on the sleep will be more accurate than my CPAP machine, which, if I'm not sleeping and lying in bed and wearing it, says that I slept during that time.
Absolutely. You got that right. Well, on that note, Everybody, I'm proud of you. This is how you move beyond what you don't like in life. And so the Think and Grow Rich has proven many millionaires that completed the 13 steps. I'm going to stay right by your side. We're going to spend 13 weeks developing something that you've dreamed about that we're going to make a reality. And it works. I've done it. I did the first one when I was 18. I've done it probably 8 or 9 times as I had to reset parts of my life. And it's a very good thing. I did it before there was a workbook, so it was a real pain in the rear end. So this makes it very easy because all 13 steps are broken out concisely, easily, and it's gonna, you're going to manifest. So with that being said, you all have an amazing day. If you need me, hit me. I'll be sending out videos. Proud of all y'all. We're going to get there. I promise you. We're going to head there. Give yourselves a hand.
Yay! Thank you.
It's about. Cheers, darlings.
Yeah.
Thank you, Paul. God bless.
Thank you.
Have fun.
You got it. See you later.
Aloha.
Oh, yeah.
Aloha. Aloha.